Health Ministry ready for any new pandemic. MCMC action within legal boundaries. Salam Malaysia Madani, I'm Shuhaida Arifin and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa has given her assurance that the ministry is prepared to face any further pandemic, including the ominous-sounding threat known as Disease X. This comes as health experts have warned that next pandemic may be more devastating than COVID-19.
Dia namakan X tu kalau kita tak tahu lagi lah penyakit apa. Jadi ini sebab tu dinamakan X, ya. Tetapi kalau ikutkan persediaan kita di peringkat Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia ni, kita memang sentiasa bersedialah atas apa saja kemungkinan-kemungkinan jika berlakulah pandemik pada masa hadapan. Tapi apapun seperti yang tadi disebut, maknanya saya pun baru balik daripada New York dan kita berhimpun di New York itu 194 negara ahli kepada United Nation, ya, dan menteri-menteri kita bersama tu, menteri-menteri kesihatan lah semua bersama hari itu. Jadi tak ada yang dibincangkan pun berkenaan dengan apa ni yang seperti yang ditanya tadilah, kemungkinan pandemik X dan sebagainya. Jadi saya rasa apa pun, maksudnya kita sentiasa bersiap siagalah atas apa saja.
Dr. Zaliha said this in a press conference after the handover ceremony for the Kuala Lumpur Hospital Nephrology and Urology Institute project. Media reported yesterday that health experts expressed concern that the looming threat of the next significant pandemic could potentially result in the loss of millions more lives compared to COVID-19. The World Health Organization has recommended the immediate preparations of a vaccine as a quick response, citing the fact that the world has been unprepared when facing COVID-19 in early 2020. Any action taken by the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission MCMC is within the legal boundaries. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadil said that in fact MCMC's action are in collaboration with police investigations or complaints received from the public.
We believe that perhaps Malaysian Media Council would be a very good avenue to mitigate, to discuss and to resolve a number of these issues. So we hope that by next year we can bring the law to, or we can bring the bill to Parliament and pass the law so that for media organizations there can be a better facilitation, or rather kawal selia dalaman, among the journalists themselves.
The minister was commenting on calls by media outlets asking MCMC not to interfere in the way of the media in reporting the news. While he has not been fully briefed on the matter, Fahmi noted that it was important to have a balance between media freedom and freedom of speech with factual and accurate reporting. He also said his ministry planned to table the Malaysian Media Council bill in Parliament sometime next year. A new guideline that is more organised and forward-looking is being formulated to address issues of river basin management weaknesses. Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizzuddin Shah, stated that this includes emulating countries that have successfully preserved their rivers. Sultan Nazrin said many members of the community are still not aware of the river conservation despite various policies and programs being implemented.
Kebanyakan air sungai menjadi semakin keruh dan ada ketika berbau dan bertukar warna. Sampah sarap dan pelbagai buangan lain bertumpukan dari hulu hingga ke hilir, baik di permukaan, begitu juga di dasar sungai. Bukan sahaja kualiti airnya berada pada tahap yang tidak lagi sesuai untuk kegunaan manusia, malah syarat dengan sampah sarap dan yang paling mencemari serta merosakkan sungai ketika ini adalah botol, beg dan bahan-bahan plastik.
According to the Environmental Quality Report 2021, the Water Quality Index of 23 out of 670 monitored rivers is categorized as polluted. 158 are moderately polluted and the remaining 489 are classified as clean. His Majesty said this when launching a book, Tafsir Maudu'i Sungai, Perspektif Islam tentang Alam Sekitar, in the nation's capital today. Police arrested an Indonesian man and seized 60.3 kilograms of drugs believed to be shabu and ecstasy worth over 1.9 million ringgit during a raid at a fisherman's jetty in Sungai Buloh Jeram, Kuala Selangor on 22nd September. Kuala Lumpur District Police Chief Superintendent Ramli Kasa said the raid was conducted at 2:30 a.m. after being tipped off by members of the public about the 21-year-old suspect's suspicious activities at the jetty. He said an enforcement team was sent to the spot and arrested the suspect, who was believed to be in the process of shipping drugs to neighbouring countries. Briefing reporters today, he said police also seized 56 plastic packets labelled as Chinese tea but believed to contain shabu weighing 58.9 kilograms worth 1.85 million ringgit and a plastic bag containing 3,500 ecstasy pills weighing 1.4 kilograms worth 59,000 ringgit in the bushes near the jetty. Ramli said the suspect probably used the bushes at the jetty to store the drugs before smuggling them by boat for the Indonesian market by sea. Further investigations revealed that the suspect had entered the country on 13 September using a tourist visa, while the suspect also tested positive for shabu. The suspect will be remanded for 6 days and investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. The roles of producers and advertisers are crucial in enhancing the image and brand strength of an organisation such as Radio Television Malaysia RTM. Director General of Broadcasting, Datuk Suhaimi Sulaiman said, indirectly they generate interest from strategic partners or advertisers by collaborating with RTM to promote their brands. Datuk Suhaimi said this role must be supported by ensuring that RTM remains relevant in positioning its brand at the forefront across various genres. This includes enhancing the quality of each content and programs produced.
Maka rakan-rakan strategik ataupun pengiklan akan mahu datang untuk berkongsi platform itu di mana mereka meletak dengan jenama mereka juga. Jadi itu sangat penting. Jadi tugas-tugas DJ, tugas-tugas producer dan sebagainya adalah untuk menentukan kualiti kita pada tahap yang tertinggi, di mana akan membuatkan program-program kita menarik untuk rakan-rakan strategik, untuk pengiklan mahu masuk dan menyokong produksi kita.
He was met during the Northern Zone RTM Kedah Strategic Partners Appreciation Night at Menara Alustar. He added that this opportunity to meet with the strategic partners along with DJs and producers is used to introduce RTM's new programs.
76 minit tanpa henti, 76 minutes non-stop. Transparent and concise. Paparan komprehensif, ringkas dan padat. Saksikan Kanta 744, 7.44 malam. Berita perdana 8 malam. Malaysia Tonight, 8:30 p.m.
Coming up in sports, Jackson raised supreme in Stage 3 Le Tour de Langkawi. Stay with us.
Dengan misi mesti menang, semangat perjuangan terus diledakkan dalam setiap pertembungan. 14 pasukan, satu sorakan. Liga Super 2023 bersama kami di RTM, rakan penyiar MFL Liga Malaysia 2023.
Bolton Ikuiti's Black Spoke team rider George Jackson produced a scintillating final sprint to win Stage 3 of the Tour de Langkawi LTDL 2023 from Jeli to Baling today. The New Zealander turned on the power in the final 200 metres to cross the finish line of the 183.1-kilometre race ahead of Enrico Zonatello, Green Project Bardiani, CSF Faizaint and Carlos Blanco Canal, Euskal Teluskadi. The race commissaries credited the same time of 4 hours, 40 minutes and 30 seconds to 56 of the top 121 riders who completed the race in a group. Meanwhile, national team rider Nur Aiman Mohamed Rosli rode an excellent race to seize the white jersey Best Asian Rider after crossing the finish line in 6th place today. Nur Aiman has the same time as the second best Asian rider Tanakan Chaya Sombat of Thailand cycling team and Masaki Yamamoto of JCL Team Ukyo in the race for the jersey. Tomorrow's 140.2-kilometre stage 4 from Bukit Mertajam to Meru Raya Perak will have 3 sprint zones in Bagan Serai Talang and Sungai Siput and 1 Category 3 climbs in Kuala Kangsar. In local football, Terengganu FC TFC checked into the Malaysia Cup semi-finals after holding Selangor FC to a 1-1 draw in the return leg of the quarter-finals at the Betaling Jaya City Council MBPJ Stadium Sunday evening. The Turtles, who won the first leg clash 2-0 at home, qualified with a 3-1 aggregate. The Red Giants started well as they tried to overturn the 2-goal deficit, but it was TFC who shot ahead through an Ivan Mahmud penalty in the 23rd minute. Unwilling to bow down, Selangor, under the guidance of Tan Cheng Ho, never wilted and launched offensive mode to break the Turtles' shell. It was not until the 69th minute that Selangor managed to score the leveller when Safwan Baharudin headed home a perfectly flighted cross from Faisal Halim. However, it was not enough for the 33-time Malaysia Cup winners to book their spot in the semi-finals. After the final whistle, a frustrated Yazan Al-Arab had to be held back by his Selangor teammates after he kicked referee Hasrul Amir. The defender was eventually sent off. Terengganu will next take on KLCTFC in the semi-final stage. Meanwhile, over at the Darul Makmur Stadium in Kuantan, KLCTFC drew 1-1 with Sri Pahang FC to also advance to the semi-finals with a 2-1 aggregate win. Despite playing on a soggy pitch, home team Sri Pahang began brightly, but it was the visitors KLCTFC who drew first blood, with Roma Oswaldo Morales heading home in the 29th minute. Sri Pahang, however, managed to draw level late into added time in the second half when Lucas da Silva scored from the spot. The semi-finals was CTFC taking on KLCTFC, while defending champions Johor Darul Takzim JDT will meet either Perak or Sabah. The first leg of the semi-finals will be on 20th October and the return leg on 3rd November. Now, the Malaysia eSports team will make history by winning the country's first medal at the Hangzhou Asian Games. With electronic sports eSports being held for the first time as a medal event at the Asian Games, the national team has successfully entered the arena of Valor final after defeating Vietnam 2-0 in the semi-finals at China Hangzhou's eSports Centre today. The team comprising Lai Chia Chen, Nicholas Ng Kai Suan, Ong Jun Yang, Eng Jun Hao, Yong Zhan Quan and Chong Han Hui managed to beat their Vietnamese opponent. The final, which will take place tomorrow, will see Malaysia take on China after the host nation succeeded in booking a spot, defeating Thailand also with a 2-0 scoreline.
They play well, but our team are better. From the band phase and also the gameplay, the play did very, very well. From yesterday, vs Hong Kong, and today vs Vietnam, the team really did very well.
Youth and Sports Minister Hanaya, who was on hand to support the team, praised the national squad's performance as they withstood the pressure to continue its progress to the final. Esports was a demonstration spot at the 2018 Jakarta Palembang Asian Games. Coming up next, Budget 2024 as foundation for Malaysia's economic revival. Bursa Malaysia retreated from its gains last week to close lower today due to profit-taking activities amid mixed performance by regional markets. At 5 p.m, the FTSE Bursa Malaysia BMKLCI fell 6.78 points to 1,443.45 from Friday's close of 1,450.23. The following are the 6 most active counters. The Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry is confident that Budget 2024, slated to be presented in Parliament next month, can serve as the foundation for the country's economic revival. Deputy Minister Liew Chin Tong said the government's efforts towards the objective could be seen through various roadmaps such as the National Energy Transition Roadmap and the New Industrial Master Plan 2030. Liew said this clearly demonstrated the seriousness of the unity government led by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim in building the Madani economy. He added Malaysia needs the economic revival because the nation did not grow so rapidly after the economic revival in 1988 to 1997 when gross domestic product growth increased multiple times. He also said the ministry would continue to focus on developing the electric vehicle EV sector, especially in Johor. Speaking after visiting the Gelang Patah Chinese Cemetery in Johor Bahru, he noted that Johor's close proximity to Singapore could be one of the investment destinations for the EV industry and become a metropolitan area after the Klang Valley.
Di Johor Bahru kita perlukan hospital, sekolah dan juga peruntukan-peruntukan untuk penduduk yang bermastauddin di sini supaya kehidupan mereka bertaraf selesa. Perkembangan di kawasan ini memang akan sangat pesat kerana berhampiran dengan Singapura dan juga dengan berhijaran industri-industri dari negeri China ke Asia Tenggara.
The government and Bank Negara Malaysia BNM will continue to expand the local currency settlement framework LCSF cooperation with other countries, especially nations that have a high bilateral trade value with Malaysia. Deputy Finance Minister Stephen Sim Chee Keong said, although the government takes proactive steps to encourage local currency settlement by providing policy flexibility, the choice of using local currency for cross-border settlement is subject to the needs and decision of private businesses.
Seperti negara-negara lain yang terlibat dalam rangkaian bekalan global yang dikuasai oleh syarikat-syarikat multinasional, matawang Amerika Syarikat masih lagi menjadi pilihan utama bagi syarikat-syarikat swasta antarabangsa untuk penyelesaian transaksi perdagangan antarabangsa atas pelbagai faktor. Antaranya sudah tentu kelebihan matawang Amerika Syarikat yang diterima secara global dan kecairan pasaran yang mendalam serta kos efektif.
Speaking in Dewan Negara today, he also said that among ASEAN countries, BNM is working with the Bank of Thailand and Bank Indonesia to encourage the use of local currency through LCSF. BNM has also increased the use of regional currencies through collaboration with the People's Bank of China over the past decade. The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security hopes to hold a meeting with India's Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Ministers soon to find the best solution on the issue of white rice export restrictions. Its Minister Datuk Seri Mohammad Sabu said that one of the essences of the government-to-government G2G meeting was to ask the Indian government to continue exporting white rice to Malaysia.
Kita baru di peringkat kementerian sekarang sedang berhubung lah. Bila dapat tarikh barulah dapat pergilah, dapat tarikh di sana sebab kita nak bincang G2G. Sebab kalau mereka menyekat beras putih secara dengan mengejut tu, dia membawa efek kenaikan harga beras di Malaysia ini.
Speaking after the Pulai Parliamentary and Simpang Jeram State seat by-election workers' appreciation ceremony last night, he said the restrictions by India have caused the price of imported rice in this country to increase dramatically, causing consumers to switch to local rice, which is much cheaper. This in turn has caused a slight shortage of the item in some places in the country, but he said the government is addressing the issue with the harvest in the area of the Muda Agricultural Development Authority, which will be in the market in less than a month. Malaysia has secured over 37.4 billion ringgit in investment commitments in the digital technology sector as of August 2023, promising the creation of at least 15,895 high-value jobs. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadil said that this remarkable achievement reflects foreign investors' confidence in Malaysia Digital MD, the national strategic initiative driving the digital economy.
Just recently, Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim witnessed the signing of 3 memoranda of understanding worth a total of 19.84 billion ringgit between Malaysian and Chinese companies, further solidifying Malaysia's position as an attractive destination for investments.
Led by the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation MDEC, DMDX 2030 is a key initiative which aims to position Malaysia as a leading digital nation in the ASEAN region. Starting today until 8th November this year, DMDX 2023 will feature a series of events to be held nationwide. The event is expected to attract over 150,000 participants from around the world, including investors, entrepreneurs, technology startups, trade associations, policymakers, and digital professionals. On another note, the Ministry of Communications and Digital is proposing for the government to introduce a special grant under Budget 2024 to facilitate 5G adoption among the micro, small and medium enterprise MSME sector. Fahmi said the proposal has been submitted to the Finance Ministry. The 5G adoption rate remained low at 4.2%. Therefore, more efforts must be made to realise the full 5G potential.
Ya, grant kalau dibenarkan nanti kita tunggu 13 Oktober, tapi harapan saya kita dapat satu grant khusus untuk penerimaan, penggunaan, adoption 5G oleh PMKS di Malaysia. Jadi kita telah ajukan, jadi sekarang kita tunggu keputusan daripada Menteri Kewangan. Of the media.
He said this to reporters at the launch of Ericsson Imagine Live Malaysia 2023 in Kuala Lumpur today. He said Malaysia is on track to achieve 80% 5G network coverage in populated areas by year-end, up from the current coverage of 68.8% currently, before transitioning to a dual network model. Fahmi said the ministry is also looking to facilitate engagements between telecommunication players and local government authorities (PBTs) in the East Coast to get their feedback on the requirements of 5G towers. Petronas CCS Ventures Sendirian Berhad, or Petronas CCS Ventures, a wholly owned subsidiary of Petronas, has signed a term sheet with Mitsui OSK Lines Limited (MOL) and MISC Berhad for the potential incorporation of a joint ventures entity to invest in developing and monetizing liquefied carbon dioxide (LCO2) carriers for carbon capture and storage or CCS projects in Malaysia. Speaking on behalf of Petronas, Executive Vice President and Chief Executive Officer of Upstream, Dato' Adif Zulkifli said LCO2 carries are integral to the CCS value chain to connect customers to carbon capture sites and storage locations. He noted that their partnership with MOL and MISC is a powerful synergy of multiple expertise, abundant resources and shared values. By combining individual strengths, they will be able to facilitate the development and subsequently materialize the transportation of liquefied CO2 in a safe and sustainable manner. That's it from us this evening in our top story, Health Ministry ready for any new pandemic. I'm Syuhaida Arifin, Malaysia Madani, tekad perpaduan penuhi harapan. Thank you for watching.